changing the penalties for teens and sexting. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Pennsylvania State Representative Seth Grove. Thanks for being with us.
Always great to be on.
We've talked about this in the past, and you have said the penalties related to teens and sexting or sending inappropriate pictures via text message were too harsh. Why was that the case?
Yeah, it would fall under our child pornography laws, which is a felony offense. Obviously, they were created to protect the exploitation of children from adults who were obviously exploiting them for money and unfortunately for sexual cases and stuff. So it really didn't fit the crime because it was a new phenomenon. We really didn't have that technology to take pictures and send pictures via cell phone, internet at the time when that law was created. So this is a great update, trying to keep up with technology and at the same time trying to protect kids from themselves and obviously being over-penalized for a felony offense.
In the past, prior to this new piece of legislation, this new act, talk to us a little bit about the penalties that were in place if a child, a minor, was prosecuted for sexting.
The DAs basically had two choices. You could charge as felony child pornography or do nothing and not prosecute. By doing nothing, the DAs are basically saying this is an okay behavior. It's okay to create naked pictures, basically child pornography, and send it wherever. I don't think that's what they wanted to do. This bill was developed with every statewide law enforcement organization in the entire state. And it's very unique for them to come back and say, we need to do something different and downgrade penalties. So they viewed it as a huge problem and gives them the tools to deal with the situation of sexting, whether it's between consenting partners or being more expansive.
So it takes away the idea of a minor potentially facing jail time or having a felony on their record related to child pornography.
Because if you think about it, the 15-year-old that does this is going to be 30, 45, 60 someday. So if they get charged with child pornography for sexting at 15 is far different from putting on a job application that you're a child pornography felon at 30 or 45 much later in life, because people aren't going to view it as a sexting event. They're going to view it as you're exploiting and hurting children. There's no way we're going to hire you. So it's really detrimental to their entire future if they get that charge on their record.
Let's talk about Act 198. This creates tiered offenses. What are the tiers?
Basically, in a consensual relationship, two partners, if it happens within that scenario, it's a summary offense. More than likely, we won't even see those charges because if it won't leave that relationship. If one of them does send that picture outside of that, you're looking at upgraded of a misdemeanor 3. And then if we're talking about cyberbullying, if it's used to harass, stalk, or try to hurt those individuals, you're looking at an additional upgrade to a misdemeanor 2.
So those are the penalties in place, but could this potentially stop this behavior at all if the penalties have now been downgraded? Yeah,
because more DAs will take this more seriously because they'll have tools available to try to curb the behavior. Not to mention just through media outlets, just by talking here, it'll give the tools that parents need to say, maybe we don't want our kids to necessarily have picture messaging capability on their cell phones because it completely takes it off the table. They won't have to, as parents, they won't have to worry about their kids doing it. And they can have discussion with their kids about proper cell phone use, improper cell phone use, and long-time repercussions. I don't think any parent wants to knock on their door of law enforcement saying, is this a naked picture of your child, which we found on a child pornographer's website.
And that's an important point for every parent.
Yeah, or 40 years later, have law enforcement come up and say, is this a picture of you when you were 13, 14, or 15? Because it's the case. These pictures are getting out and they're getting in the hands of people that are exploiting and hurting children.
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, no problem.
We've been talking with Pennsylvania State Representative Seth Grove. I'm Jill Horner.